Your audience is on one of these platforms, so show up to where they are and show up with the content that captivates and intrigues them and connects them to you and your message and can build the movement.
So can you talk a little bit about the importance of video as it relates to business and why you sort of love helping people and why it's important for them to take action on doing that, especially now more than ever?
Yeah, our methodology is called the VIP code. VIP stands for Video Impact Profit. So video is the vehicle. It's just the way that you can reach your audience. And in a world where we're consuming content all the time, we have our phones attached to us and we're scrolling and we're just being inundated with advertisements and content and stories and on all platforms. Like, that's the way that you can reach your audience. Your audience is on one of these platforms, so show up to where they are and show up with the content that captivates and intrigues them and connects them to you and your message and can build the movement. And then we also look at reverse engineering the impact and the profit you want to make. So when I work with a client, I'm looking at what's your profit plan? How do we build your influence, and then create an impact routine around it for what platforms you're hitting, how you're able to show up to them. And we look at, so if people who've, in the ClickFunnels community, you hear from Russell Brunson, he talks about the value ladder. So like your product offerings from front end to back end, lowest to highest. And then I created a concept around that called the visibility ladder, because when you're selling people into your products and services, you have the different levels that they can ascend to based on value and price point. But then they ascend to those levels based on their intimacy and their temperature with you. So like, how warm are they in your audience to know, like, and trust you? So the steps in the visibility ladder are discovery content, where people can find you on things like YouTube and search engine content or things that are shared. Then the next step is building rapport. So Facebook Lives and email marketing, like when they're on your email list, that's how you can start to build that rapport and nurture. And then the top level, which is the most intimate, which is things like your Instagram stories, podcasts. And so when we work with clients, we're looking at how do we, again, reverse engineer the impact we want to make, what's the content we create at every level, and then how do we lead that into your profit plan with, the lead magnets or getting them on your email list, your sales funnels, your challenges, webinars, that kind of thing. So we create, like, my intention for all my clients is to help them to create reliable, recurring, predictable revenue, because that's what every business needs. And it's scaling your audience and your ROI.
That's beautiful. Now, in terms of practical advice for people just starting, a lot of people might hear this and go, you know what, I want to check this out, Marley, and we'll put links below if you have a challenge. If you guys want to follow Marley Jaxx, you can check it out in the description below. But can you zoom in and maybe give somebody practical advice? Say you're an entrepreneur and maybe you have an existing business, or maybe you don't. And either way, you're new to video, or maybe you tried video, right? A lot of people start and then stop, or they get overwhelmed or intimidated, or SEO, or nobody's watching my stuff, or I look silly, and that kind of thing. And I get it. We've all been there. What advice do you have for people like that? Do you recommend them focus on YouTube, on Facebook? Should they come up with a 30-day plan? I mean, what tactical things would you recommend somebody to sort of jumpstart or catapult their momentum with video?
Yeah, I mean, start with the 30-day plan. And we actually create our content with the foundation of YouTube, because YouTube, that content can be searchable and discovered for, like, I have videos from 2016 that are still generating leads all day, every day, because it's a search engine. When you do a Facebook Live, that, disappears in the algorithm within hours or days, unless you pay for ads, which means you're renting space instead of owning attention, which you can do on YouTube. Right. So we create, even if you do one video a week on YouTube, which is good, like one video a week, then you can repurpose that video that you have. Let's say even if it's a 5-minute video, how many standalone pieces of content can you grab from that one video that turns into a little mini video for Facebook, an Instagram story, even the transcription turns into a blog or an email. And then when it comes to, well, what kind of content do I create in this? There's the things that are frequently asked questions, or the things that other people in this space are talking about, the current events, your stories. And there are stories everywhere. And I know a lot of people get stuck on that. Well, what stories do I tell? You can tell success stories. You can tell your origin story, some, your wins, your failures, your losses, even like what someone said to you at the grocery store becomes a story. And as you start to look for content, you see that it's all around you. And the biggest shift in my business was when I went from just talking about the strategies and the tactics, which are good because it shows people that I know what I'm talking about. But the biggest shift was when I started talking about the stories and connecting it to me, so that the audience would resonate with me as the storyteller, as the influencer, as the attractive character, and then be able to believe in the strategies and tactics that I'm sharing. So when you get vulnerable, or when you relate it back to some sort of parable, that's how people connect and go, yeah, I'm going to follow this person. I'm going to subscribe. I'm going to watch everything, because not only do I believe in what they're teaching me, I resonate with this person as a human being.
Yeah, and there's that concept of me too, not just so what.
Yes.
Right? You're not just a so what marketer, you're a me too, where people can relate to your vulnerabilities and challenges.
Have you ever listened to an inspiring story or interview or podcast like this and thought to yourself, man, I wish I could share my story with the world? Whether it's your brand, your product, your service, or your business that you believe can inspire others just like this, we want to hear from you. Our team at The Passionate Few is now hosting live interviews. All you have to do is click the link in the bio and fill out a short questionnaire, and you never know, you may just be the next Passionate Few.
Hey you, if you enjoyed that video, make sure to smash that subscribe button right now. And also, if you're an epic entrepreneur, thought leader, expert, and you want to be interviewed on the show, the same way we've interviewed over $10 billion worth of entrepreneurs and reached millions of people, then all you have to do is click the link below right now and fill out the questionnaire to see if you'd be a good fit to be interviewed on The Passionate Few. And also, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to click any of these videos as well. If you thought this video is epic, these videos will blow your mind. Until next time, live strong, live with passion, and thank you for being one of the Passionate Few. I'll see you in the next video.